Start recording. Okay, so it's been way too hot lately and I've been way too tired, so thinking about my next script for this video has been tricky. That's also kind of why I lied when I said that I'd make this a weekly thing, so I think maybe it might be a good idea to just go at my own pace. I'm sure you guys don't mind anyway. There's only I counted, there's only 41 of you so far, so you don't mind, do you? Yeah, so I mean this video was actually written at a very odd time. I wrote it quite a bit in advance, but I'm only just sort of was tinkering it to sort out. I can't talk. But yeah, I was tinkering around with this video for months and I've only just decided to sort of finish it and put it out there. So I kind of have to do this one. I can't really leave it any longer. I'd say this video is probably at a bit of a weird time because it's also literally in the past month I've just sort of been figuring new things out about myself and coming to terms with things, like my diagnosis in my last video and my overall identity, which I might make a video about going in more depth when I say identity next time or time after that or something, but as of right now I just sort of tried to work in my current affairs around into this video. I don't want to ramble, so I guess we'll just get on with it. Another thing I wanted to say before I actually fully start is so this video will be on cosplay and crossplay and what it means to me, and there's a lot of stuff which I'm realising now in the script that I was thinking of that are probably not controversial but wrong. But I want to say it anyway because I still think it may or may not be somewhat relevant, but I tried working around it and I'm trying looking at both sides. Obviously if you want to add to it or tell me that I'm dumb, then you can. I want to hear what you have to say about it and how this topic relates to you. It's a nice fun one. It's nothing too deep, it's just one of my many creative interests I wanted to talk about a bit further. I'm going to take a sippy of this cup. Cosplay in general it means different things for different people. Some will cosplay because they like the process of making the costumes. They will make them from scratch and can make some really beautiful pieces of art with cosplay. Some people might take advantage of looking like certain characters and use that and make some really accurate and amazing looking cosplays as well. And some people, like myself, don't really care about accuracy too much and kind of just use cosplay as a form of self-expression to get across the sort of stuff that they like, and maybe also, at least in my case, who they are as a person through the characters that they love the most in television and TV. One of the trends which I noticed with myself is that I don't like cosplaying women, and the reason for that is because I only pick characters that I relate to a lot in television and TV and stuff like that, and it just so happens a lot of them are just not women. And I wanted to do a little bit of thinking into that because I'm not entirely sure myself, so that's mostly what this video kind of is, and why I want to hear your reasons, because I know crossplay is very popular with women. So if there are any other women out there that either relate to what I'm saying or have their own reasons, I want to know. I'm legit quite curious. And one of the things which I first started speculating, which I'm now noticing is kind of flawed, is that I thought, well, lots of female characters in television just aren't well written enough. And that's not necessarily the case, or at least it's not the case now. So I still watch a lot of animated television from, I'd say, between 2003 to like 2015 or so, that sort of range. A lot of them just in the 2000s. Around this time I noticed a lot of male action sort of animated television shows like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and stuff like that. They're iffy with their female representation, if that makes sense. Another video which I looked into, if I remember the name of the person who did it, I'll probably link it down below somewhere. I remember they were talking about sort of, what was it called, Smurfette syndrome or something like that. We'd have like the roster of main characters, and you'd always have that one token girl who doesn't really have a personality. And that's very common, I think. And although it's not the case for quite a few shows, Teen Titans, which was in 2003, they've got a really good female cast as well, and that's in 2003. So like, you know, there are some exceptions, but it is still kind of prominent, or was kind of prominent around that time. And I still feel like we're kind of inching out of that stereotype now. It's still appearing here and there, but definitely not as much, and we are definitely getting more variety a lot quicker the later through the years we get, which is really, really good to see. I do know that even though it's not as popular, but still is popular, crossplay is obviously common for men as well. Who knows, maybe a lot of men have a lot of female characters that they have as their favourites and they might relate to, who knows. And you know, it might be on the opposite side of the spectrum too. And here's where I started to sort of think a little bit deeper and look into myself and realise maybe it's just not the shows at all for the reason why I like crossplay more than cosplay. Like I said, I'm still sort of trying to figure myself out and stuff like that, and it's simply maybe just me and the way I like to portray myself. As I mentioned in my ADHD video, I was a very strange kid, and I didn't really dress conventionally feminine as much as I do now. I was weird, I had weird fashion taste. I tried to be as tomboyish as possible. Who's shouting? Shut up! But yeah, one thing which is quite prominent about me is that I did go to an all-girls high school that was very, very strict on uniform. You had to wear a specific uniform, you were not allowed to wear makeup, and your hair had to be tied back, which I hated because I think my hair frames my face better down. And my hair was too long back then, so it had to be tied back. So that was not fun. It felt very restricting. And I didn't feel like I was able to dress how I wanted to dress. So when I discovered cosplay and in turn crossplay shortly after I finished school, when I started college, I realised I don't have to wear like kilts and skirts and stuff anymore. I can wear whatever I want. But yeah, so I don't know why, but crossplay just seemed a lot more enticing to me. Again, things may or may not be clear on why that is once I've gone through figuring myself out a bit more. And I'm really interested to see what my future videos discussing things like that will actually go through, because I really want to see these videos as a kind of diary that I'm also just having fun with and displaying to everyone else, because it's fun. I want to maybe feel a little bit less alone, because I know I do struggle to talk to people quite a bit. That's why I love cosplay, because when you're in cosplay, you're essentially, you don't have to really talk to anyone. You can just dress up as something, go, and people will come to you because they're like, oh, I know what you're from. You watch that show too? And I'm like, yeah, let's have a small conversation. And it's difficult, but at least being in cosplay is a way to sort of break that barrier of conversation a bit. That's why I was making a habit of going to just at least one convention a year, because it meant that I could do that and just like, I don't know, it was just fun dressing up as characters that I liked, and then people would be like, oh, so yeah, it's just easy. It's much easier that way. This is a much better angle, but instead I've been like through this angle and doing this the whole time. I'm getting a little bit distracted. I'm sorry. But yeah, I do think although it might be weird to people that, I don't know, are neurotypical or something like that, I think it's a healthy way of putting yourself out there, and especially considering it's so much more normal now, which is why I was a little bit hesitant when I said that like neurotypical people might not understand, because I think they probably do at this point because cosplay has become a lot more mainstream. And I'm so grateful for that, because it means that it's a lot easier for me to just enjoy things that I like. The same way that animation and, you know, children's TV is, well, not children's TV, that animated TV is a lot more, it has more of a fan base, you know, and it's not just for children. And, you know, I'm really looking forward to seeing how things like cosplay culture and geek culture sort of like become more normal and help people like me find new ways to express ourselves and find new people, and also figure out who we are. And the reason why I latch onto these characters is because I see a lot of myself in them. That's why I end up cosplaying them as well. It's all because I see myself in them, and when you see that reflection of yourself in that character, even if you might exaggerate it a little bit, you might self-project, but that aside, when you see yourself in that character, it makes you feel not only a connection, but that your personality and your character is, well, clearly you're not the only kind of person like that if someone's writing a character like that in television, so it's a bit comforting to know as well, especially when you see characters go through similar scenarios as you. I don't know why, I just really latch on to that, and it gives me a sense of self. It grounds me, it makes me feel a lot better, and also figure myself out a lot better as well. And you see that a lot in people when they, I'm probably going to misuse this term, I know kinning is sometimes a bit deeper than just simply heavily relating to a character, but that's essentially what I use that verb for. I know people have more spiritual things, and if that's how you feel, that's okay. But I've heard people use the word kinning for just simply heavily relating to a character and using it as a way to help describe yourself. That's kind of how I feel, I guess. Again, if you feel more spiritually inclined, that's fine. I don't want to discuss my opinion on that. But yeah, I'm not gonna lie, I actually finished talking about everything I wanted to talk about on that script a little while ago, again, because I'm just not prepared, and I'll never be prepared, just like I wasn't prepared to do a video last week. But hey ho, that's it. If there's likely going to be other things that I missed regarding cosplay that I wanted to talk about. I wanted to actually do a small crossplay while doing this video, but I don't actually have the confidence to do that yet, so I'm sorry you missed out. You missed out on a good bit of cringe there, so it sucks to be you. But yeah, if you know, you saw something in this video and you wanted to discuss things about cosplay as well, that, you know, do you feel the same way I do about it? What's your reasons? Why do you think I am the way I am when it comes to cosplay? I want to know what you have to say, except for a certain someone. Hey JK, I want to hear I want to hear stuff too. I don't know, I'm not going off a script anymore. I don't have organisation. No, that's normal for me. Yeah, but I didn't write an outro, so I guess I'm just gonna say, again, thanks for listening to my dumb ramblings. I hope you got something out of it. Really excited for the next few videos. I hope you're all doing well. I'm really sorry if this one was kind of short. I did try and lengthen it out best I could. But yeah, it was great seeing you guys again, even if it was a bit belated. Have a really good day, night, morning, wherever you are. Bye!